Hi everybody. Today we're going to do a 6-inch fit up for 6-inch pipe fit up for a 6G weld. It's pretty easy, it's pretty simple stuff. Only thing is if you do it wrong, it makes it hard to weld all the way out. If you do it right, it welds pretty easy. Thing you want to do is you want to get it good enough, the gap good enough, square, and your no high-low in the pipe for you can get 100% root in your pipe. So what we'll do is we'll put a land on this pipe. We'll gap it to a 1/16 of an inch, and we'll tack it in the top, and we'll tack one side and then tack 90 degrees opposite. And when I say tack, I mean a full penetrating tack. So basically you're going to put a root in where you put your tack. The whole thing about this for the introduction part is it's pretty simple, but if you don't get it square and right, you'll fight the weld all the way out. But if you get it right, you gap perfect, your heat perfect on your welding machine, it'll weld, it almost weld itself. But like I said, you got to get 100%. The root has to be 100%. It can't be 90%, it can't be 80%, it has to be 100. So what I'm saying about that, you have to burn your edges off on the inside of the pipe when you put your root in, on both pieces of pipe. So if you got high-low in it, it makes it hard to get both sides. You can still do it, but you have to know what you're doing to do it. So if you get a true flush on the inside, no high-low, gap perfect, amp set perfect, with a 6011 electrode, it'll almost weld itself if everything's perfect. All the codes that you do on pipe, there's codes that you can have, like in a 6-inch pipe, you could have a 1 inch where there's no penetration, 1 inch in the whole pipe. And there's others that have to be 100%. 1104 code is, I think it's a 1/4 inch every 3 inches of weld you can have. But on a test purpose, it has to be 100% because it's a visual inspection. The inspector's going to come look at it. If it's not 100%, he's not even going to let you finish. So, but let's get to it. Let's get to the demonstration. We're gonna have a grinder, spacer, file to clean the inside, hammer. I couldn't find my wedge, so we're gonna use a screwdriver for a wedge. 6011 electrode. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna line it up. This is seamed pipe, so I'm gonna line both seams together. I do not want to cut a strap on the seam. We're going to take our spacer, put it in here. We're going to line it up again, make sure there's no high-low in it. So you reach in there. Well, first we better put a land on it. Put a land on it. Let me put a land on it. You know, 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch land. See that this rod's 1/8, so we're just a hair. We're about 332, which is fine. We'll put a land on the other one. 332 looks to me like. So, all right, now we'll go back to it. We'll space it 1/16 of an inch. You can space it up to 1/8, but the tighter the space, the better you're going to be. You look inside, make sure you don't got no high-low in it. Get your PPE on. Turn your weld machine on. Sitting at 100 amps, which is good. DC plus, which is good. Penetrating tack, little spacer. One side's tighter than the other. Do a little adjusting. Do a little tight. Put the spacer in here. Get it in here. That looks better. Perfect. So now we're going to tack 90 degrees off of where we tacked the last one, which is going to end up being top and bottom. As you can see, we're getting a full penetrating tack in here. All the fire is coming on the inside of the pipe. Work the way out. As you can see, we have a full penetrating tack and a full penetrating tack up here at the seam. Then you're going to set it up here in your 6T position. I always put that seam on top. Going to feather and grind starts and stops of my tack. And now the weld like butter. Out and fits pretty good. So that's fitting up a pipe. It's not very hard, it's not very difficult. Just got to take a little bit of time and make sure your gaps are good. See, I got about the same gap everywhere. And if one side's just a little bit wider than the other side, that's the side you want to run first. So the first one you run your root pass. You want to run it first because it's going to shrink that. It'll open up the tight side. So that's the lesson of fitting pipe. Hope you understood it. It's pretty simple. Now we can go to the shop and go to work.